Come talk to us.
We can have all the debate, all the discussions we want, but at the end of the day, if our First Amendment is being infringed upon, if innocent people are being attacked, if apartment renters right here are having their homes tear gassed because the police choose to shit in their own fucking home, it's our duty as American citizens to do something about it and stand up against tyranny.
Do you feel these people feel safe right now?
By us? Yeah.
No, like the people who live like in this building you're talking about. I don't know. I don't live here anymore.
Nobody feels safe right now.
Just in the world or in the country or in the city or in the neighborhood.
Nobody feels fucking safe anymore. But safety is an illusion. Do you know, we're on a rock spinning around the fucking world. The most we can hope for is fucking freedom. To be able to live our lives the way we fucking feel like it, as long as we're not infringing on other people.
Yeah. Do you feel, because I know I've had a lot of people ask, that this movement right now in this neighborhood, specifically in CHOP, is infringing on the business owners and the home owners or the residents on their freedom to come and go and operate the way that they feel safe to do?
I feel in all battles and struggles to defend ourselves from tyranny and oppression, there are unfortunate consequences. I feel bad for them that they're stuck in this without their choice. Most of them, I feel, actually support this. I feel most of them do support this and support everything happening here. I feel bad personally that they're stuck in it without their choice. I think most of them would be here by choice if they weren't living right here. But I especially feel after the police even attacked their own homes and threw tear gas into their apartments.
So you're saying people's apartments here their apartments were tear gassed?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So a lot of people never saw what happened to start this. And that's where I think a lot of people are giving feedback.
Yeah, there was a person right here just a few minutes ago who lives up here, and his apartment had a canister getting thrown through the window by the police.
By the police? I know when I was in Bellevue a couple weeks ago that there's a lot of people throwing canisters back at the police.
Yeah, that would have been that way.
Actually, we're talking.
1%er here the other night that thought I was a 3%er like him, and
it's like a 1%er plus two, or what?
No, it's some alt-right group. I had to. Yeah, he.
Did you get called brother?
Yes, I definitely did.
I get that a lot too.
But he was amazed at how things were completely different than the narrative that everybody is seeing online. Also.
What happens when the police decide to take it back? What happens when Trump decides that enough's enough and he wants to overstep the police and bring in the military? What happens when they defund the police and now when a 911 call goes in, who do they send? Like what happens next? And honestly, man, we have got, from the organizational standpoint, not that they can say there's really an organization that's running it, but
there are people that are more,
no good answers though.
Well, what answers can we have? Right now we're playing it mostly by ear. I think as individuals, most of us here, I think there are organizers that are working with the city to try to create more probable solutions. Obviously, you have to start with something idealistic and negotiate, right? That's a necessity. But yeah, there has to be room for compromise.
But what he was just saying was there's 5 of the requests and demands of the people that are on the back of the backstop over here. And we'll check that out, yeah. So it says,
stay under DOJ consent decree. That's happened. And the curfew. That happened. Display your badge number. What the fuck? Why is it that police are allowed to go masked without turn off their body cams? They can get away with basically anything they fucking want. That's bullshit. Established de-escalation team I-940 was not enough. Reallocate funding from SPD to health and social services. So it's not completely defund, it's reallocate funds.
Right. Which is that is a theme that we've slowly heard people moving towards, which is taking those funds and putting them towards cultural sensitivity training for the police, crowd control tactics, just personal training as to how to deal with de-escalation, and more, like I said, more sensitivity training, which I guess when you come down to like the jackbooted police force, people want to say you don't really think about them as sensitive, but
no, they're the opposite thereof. I have friends that have actual mental diseases, schizophrenia or extreme bipolar, and they're treated just like they were willing participants in their delusions. They're not. They don't know what's happening. They need to be treated with compassion and kindness. And even the drug users, because they have very similar side effects from their drug use. And a lot of the people that are on drugs have these same mental illnesses, and they're trying to just do something about it with those drugs. Like,
yeah, definitely do see that in Seattle. There's definitely a drug and a mental health issue is massive in Seattle. And I know that someone was talking about the police being involved, or at least police, some of the police funding is going in towards some of those programs and having them more involved than they should be. So I would assume maybe, find a way to take that and move it into a location where people are going to be more invested on a care note instead of on a paycheck note.
I agree. I mean, I'm here volunteering my own time because I believe in the cause. I've been fighting for justice reform since I was a teenager and stuck in the system myself back then. I've spent over a decade working my way up out of that system, and it was tough. Like, the first 10 years were a pain in the ass. Once you're in the system, it's like a revolving door.
It's preaching the preacher right now, man. Trust me. Yeah, no, been down that line. Yeah, what's wild though is one of the things I'll say that you probably appreciate though is anyone that doesn't. I'm not going to speak to my views on the Black Lives Matter movement, any kind of political stance, but I can say that like I've definitely been privileged as a white male in America in a way that is so incredibly transparent now. And so there's a contrast that literally in the black and the white of how I've had my life and a lot of us as white men have had their lives lived, as opposed no matter how far into the system we've gotten. Even on the way home from Saturday, I got pulled over for not using my blinker, and I was nervous. I got on reach for the glove box, and I was like, oh, in my mind, and I can say this consciously, I was like, I'm white. It's okay.
In my mind, I can speak to myself and be like, I'll probably talk myself into a warning.
And that's the guy just.
10 times, that's exactly what happens. I get a warning and I get let go.
That's what I was just saying. And so I at first I was like, oh no, don't reach for the glove box. Don't reach for your paperwork. And then I have to say I thought this, and it's scary that this is the thought that came. I was like, I'm white, and I knew that was going to be different in the Redmond neighborhood. That they were going to be like, oh, he's probably okay. And that sucks that there's part of that thought.
I think of my white privilege as something everybody should have. I think everybody should be able to, 9 out of 10 times, be able to just be given a warning and let go. This whole quotas, this whole mandatory trying to get as many bookings as possible is fucking bullshit. Police should be peace officers, and that is it.
What do you think about the actual... the theme of the police? And anybody who's watching, maybe chime in. I'm not sure what it is now, but it used to be to serve and protect. Remember?
Who?
Right. And now I don't know if anybody's watching. If you could chime in and tell me what it is now. I know it's honor and brotherhood or something along those lines. Hopefully someone will pop up. But yeah, that's I think is in what I've gathered. People are saying that's changed a lot. What do you
like? My children. I was always taught Memorial Day is a day that we remember those that fought and died for our freedom, right?
Yeah.
Our freedom, right? My children today, they're being taught that it's to remember those that have fought and died for our safety. One fucking word difference. One fucking word says it all.
Right. Somebody
okay.
said give all cops lie detectors to see if they have racist traits and
On a regular fucking basis.
So what the someone just wrote in and said that all cops should have a lie detector test to see if they have any racist traits in them. And yeah, I mean, who knows? One of the questions that was asked, and I'm curious what your thought is on this, was one of the organizers of the event. We talked to him a couple times now. He had said that one of the things they can do is to basically let go of the police and rehire them under a new structured format that's going to have the training and the program that needs to be in place to make sure that they come in and maybe under a different organizational oversight, which I was nervous because it sounded a lot like privatizing the police. But then someone asked, would you personally be a part of that police force then? And he was like, yeah, I would.
Honestly, if I felt like it was about upholding peace and it wasn't about upholding corporate prison bullshit to try to increase the amount of slaves they have in the prison systems, if it was strictly about upholding peace and helping protect people and get people the help that they needed rather than just throw them in a fucking jail, help the people that are in prison be able to be rehabilitated, to be able to integrate back into society, yeah, I'd be willing to help out with that cause and volunteer to actually have that as a job, sure.
Sure, okay. Yeah, man. That's cool. I appreciate you taking time, brother. Thank you very much, man. Thank you.